Before diving into today's deep breakdown, it's important to remember just how mysterious Shanks truly is. For years, fans have tried to piece together his past, his motives, and the real extent of his influence in the world of One Piece. But with the latest revelations, everything we thought we understood about him is being challenged. Hidden connections, shocking secrets, and unanswered questions are starting to surface, pushing us to revisit Shanks' entire history from a completely new angle. This discussion isn't just about analyzing one chapter. It's about uncovering the larger puzzle behind Shanks' identity, his movements throughout the timeline, and whether he's been playing a much bigger role than anyone ever realized. So get ready. The truth behind the red-haired emperor might be far more complicated than the pirate legend we've known all this time. Oh yeah, so we can keep interacting and making the anime storytelling world even more fun together. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments to keep the vibe going. Alright guys, let's jump straight into the discussion. Let's go. There's a real possibility that Shanks might still be connected to the world government even today. In the latest One Piece chapter 1167, a huge piece of information drops. King Harold and even Shanks are classified as divine beast humans, or more precisely, Shanks is currently in the process of becoming one. This term first appeared during the God Valley incident, referring to a group operating under the Celestial Knights. It's strongly believed that this organization is the earliest stage someone goes through before officially joining the Celestial Knights. Back during the God Valley incident 38 years ago, the Minier troops were known as divine beast humans. To reach that status, a person has to undergo the Sankai contract, the first of 3 total contracts. Completing this contract supposedly grants a special mark and allows them to pass through the abyss. This explains why the scene from 14 years ago, where Shanks is seen in Elbaf bathing with Gaban, is considered the moment he finished the Sankai contract. The latest chapter also shows Shanks appearing in MangaQ for the first time. But his behavior there is completely different from the Shanks we've known. He's wearing an eye bandage as if he's been injured, and he's acting just like a Tenryubido. He even says he hates everything. Naturally, this shocked a lot of fans. But looking at that scene, the strongest assumption is that Shanks was simply pretending. Similar to how Sanji acted cold toward Luffy and Nami on Whole Cake Island, Shanks might have been undercover. This makes sense if we consider how he acted during his time with Roger's crew. It's clear he wasn't someone who hated the world. So it's very likely he infiltrated MangaQ and played a role. Some even suspect that the one who helped Fisher Tiger break into the armory might have been Shanks himself. Of course, fans have different interpretations. Some believe Shanks genuinely hated his past with the Roger Pirates. Others think the thing he hates isn't the pirate world, but the celestial dragon blood running through his veins. With more of Shanks' past being revealed, these theories continue to grow. At the same time, there are long-established facts about Shanks that fans already know. When these are compared with the newest chapter, several new questions appear. So, the discussion brings up 5 major points about Shanks. Did Shanks decide to go to MangaQ after fighting Blackbeard? Why did he go there alone after already becoming the Red Hair Captain? Why do Shanks' clothes appear swapped with Shamrock's? Did Shanks intentionally let the Sea King take his left arm? And lastly, is Shanks still affiliated with the world government? Regarding the bandage on his eye, many suspect that the injury didn't come from the Fisher Tiger incident in MangaQ, but from his battle against Blackbeard. In the story, Shanks' scar is confirmed to have been caused by Blackbeard. Timeline-wise, that fight happened somewhere between 14 and 19 years ago. The latest chapter confirms it took place 15 years ago. If that's the case, then after being wounded by Blackbeard, Shanks went straight to MangaQ. This is interesting because Shanks hadn't visited MangaQ at all in the 9 years after Roger's execution in Lowtown 24 years ago. It seems he spent those years traveling around the world, until something Blackbeard revealed forced him to confront the world government directly. Maybe Blackbeard told him something huge about his mother the Davy bloodline, or about Rocksteady Zebek. All of that could have pushed Shanks to seek answers in Marie Joa. So it's very likely he went there as a direct response to their fight. And then comes another unexpected fact. Shanks actually visited Marie Joa alone after he had already become the captain of the Red Hair Pirates. Many fans used to believe he only went there once, right after the Roger Pirates disbanded, stayed there a few years, then left to form his own crew. Turns out it wasn't that simple at all. Based on the sequence of events shown, the timeline really does seem to follow that pattern. To summarize it briefly, around 24 years ago in Lowtown, Shanks invited Buggy to join him, but Buggy refused. Then, within the next few years, Shanks most likely formed the Red Hair Pirates. This is supported by the fact that 19 years ago, Shanks found Yuta, and at that time, the Red Hair Pirates were already active. After forming his crew, Shanks raised Yuta. Then, according to the information revealed in the latest chapter, 15 years ago Shanks went to Marie Joa and became one of the so-called divine beast humans. A year after that, 14 years ago, he traveled to Elbaf and met Skopper Gaban again, where he also witnessed King Harold's death. Then 13 years ago, Shanks stole the Hito Nomi model Nika from a CP ship and later stayed in Fusha village. 1 year after that, 12 years ago, he lost his left arm while saving Luffy. Connecting back to Elbaf, 6 years ago, Shanks captured Loki, and in that same year, he officially rose as a Yonko. So the flow looks like this. The red-haired pirates were already established, but somewhere in between their activities, Shanks went to Marie Joa alone, without his crew. This raises a question. What were his crewmates doing while their captain was gone? Were they waiting at a specific place? Or did they continue sailing without him? What makes things more interesting is that in the newest chapter, Shanks is shown without his straw hat. This suggests that he left the hat with his crew and kept it on the Red Force while he infiltrated Marie Joa alone. That's confusing. How would his crew react to their captain entering the Holy Land by himself? And if Shanks returned to pirate life after meeting the Gorosei, wouldn't that count as treason to the world government? Shouldn't he be hunted down immediately? On the other hand, if Shanks is still working for the world government and only posing as a pirate, then it's natural that the government allows him to roam free. But that creates another problem. How would the red-haired pirates react? They certainly wouldn't accept such a truth easily. Yet, based on the shown sequence of events, it almost looks like Shanks formed his pirate crew, explored for a while, then lived in Marie Joa for some time, and eventually returned as captain. This could be a major key in revealing who Shanks truly is. The clothing swap between Shanks and Shamrock. There's another strange detail. Did anyone notice? In the latest chapter, Shanks and Shamrock's outfits appear to be swapped. When they were in Marie Joa, Shanks wore frilled collar clothing, while Shamrock wore something more open at the chest. But in the present timeline, Shamrock is the one wearing Shanks' old style, while Shanks is dressed like Shamrock. Even the swords they carry seem to have been switched. Does this mean they really traded identities? Some fans have started speculating, and a few even sent DMs about it. One theory suggests that the young Shanks who once traveled with Roger is actually Shamrock now, and the current Shanks is the Marie Joa Shamrock, who descended into the pirate world. The reasoning is that Shamrock knew about the two-headed race, showed interest in pirates, and wanted to explore the sea. Meanwhile, the real Shanks could easily become a knight if he took Shamrock's identity. Their motives supposedly align with the idea of switching roles. But this theory becomes shaky when considering one thing. People who knew Shanks since he was a child have never shown any hint of suspicion when meeting adult Shanks. If Shamrock had been impersonating him, small inconsistencies, mannerisms, speech patterns, gestures should have been noticeable. Yet nothing of that sort has ever been hinted. Still, the fact remains, the clothing swap is visually obvious. Whether it's a coincidence or an intentional clue is still hard to say. Now, about Shanks' left arm being eaten in Chapter 1. After learning that Shanks is a divine beast human, many fans think the mark on his left arm was something he wanted to hide. This led to theories claiming that Shanks intentionally sacrificed his arm to get rid of the mark. But logically, that theory doesn't hold up well. It makes more sense that the whole thing was just a coincidence. Shanks was desperately trying to save Luffy, and it just so happened that the marked arm was the one struck by the Sea King. If you consider it intentional, it makes the heroic moment feel less genuine. It would be strange if Shanks had time to think, perfect chance to remove this mark while saving a child from dying. It feels far more natural that he simply got caught off guard, lost his arm, and only afterward did the mark disappear as an unintended result. In the end, readers may interpret the scene differently, but the rational view is that Shanks wasn't making some calculated decision. He simply wanted to save Luffy, and losing his arm was a price he accepted without hesitation. Many people seem to agree with this possibility, which is why this topic is heavily discussed now. The idea that Shanks may still be connected to the world government is becoming more convincing based on hints that keep appearing. Think about it. A lot of things suddenly make sense if Shanks is still tied to the government. For example, during the Reverie incident, the mysterious figure who met the Gorosei, the one said to have come specifically to see them, was most likely Shanks, not an imposter. Many previously believed Shanks wouldn't be received that warmly because he supposedly left Marie Joa long ago. But if he's still considered part of the government side, then everything fits perfectly. Even at Marineford, Sengoku treated Shanks with an unusual level of respect, almost like reverence, not something directed at a regular pirate. And despite being part of Roger's crew and stealing the Hito Nomi model Nika from CP9, the world government has never chased or targeted the red-haired pirates. Not before, not now. It's as if they're purposely left alone. All of this feels like puzzle pieces falling into place. So maybe Shanks' Yonko status is just a mask. He appears to be a Sea Emperor, but behind the scenes he may still be fulfilling his role for the world government. Otherwise, it makes no sense why he's never been considered a threat. Vav, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sticking with the story till the end. If you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one.